Hey guys, I'm Jordy, and I have the pleasure of teaching you about the Preschool Language Scales, 5th edition. The Preschool Language Skills Test is an interactive play-based assessment that provides comprehensive information about language skills for children from birth through age 7. The Preschool Language Skills Test was created by Erla Lee Zimmerman, Violet G. Steiner, and Roberta Evett Pond. It was published by Pearson. The test was first published in 1969 in order to measure language development in young children. It was revised 4 other times after it was first published in 1969. It was revised again in 1979, 1992, 2002, and once more in 2011. Each time, the test aimed to modernize itself by modifying or adding content in order to best suit the contemporary child. Here is a visual to give you a better idea of just how much the test changes each time it is revised. Between the 4th and 5th edition, a little over 25% of the content is new, a little under 50% is modified, and 25% is unchanged. The Preschool Language Skills Test is a speaking and listening proficiency test. It tests a child's skill in speaking and listening in order to determine if a child has a developmental delay. The Preschool Language Scale Test tests children from birth through age 7 and 11 months. The Preschool Language Scale Test focuses on measuring attention, play, social communication, vocal development, vocabulary, language structure, and emergent literacy. The time required to administer this test depends on the age of the child. For children birth to 11 months, it takes 25 to 35 minutes. For children 12 months to 2 years and 11 months, it takes 45 to 55 minutes. For children 3 years to 4 years and 11 months, it takes 50 to 60 minutes. And for children 5 years to 7 years and 11 months, it takes 40 to 50 minutes. In order to qualify to administer this test to a child, you must fall under one of the following categories: a speech or language pathologist, an early childhood specialist, a psychologist, an educational diagnostician, or any other professional that has experience working with children of this age or training in individual assessments. In order to administer the test, you will need the picture manual, which contains the illustrations that will aid the child in answering the expressive communication portion of the test, the record manual to record the child's results, and the manipulatives, which will aid the child in answering the auditory comprehension portion of the test. The test package also includes an administration and scoring manual, which tells the examiner everything they need to know about administering and scoring the test, the examiner's manual, which gives the examiner all of the information about the test from its history to how and why the test was developed, and a home communication questionnaire, which is completed by a child's caregiver to give the examiner background on the child's language skills at home, in preschool, or in daycare. Like I mentioned in the previous slide, the test is organized into 2 parts: auditory comprehension and expressive communication. The auditory comprehension scale evaluates a child's comprehension of language. The skills tested in this portion aim to measure skills that are considered important precursors for language development, such as attention to speakers and appropriate object play. The expressive communication portion is designed to determine how well a child communicates with others. This part evaluates a child's vocal development and social communication through phonological awareness and the ability to retell a short story in sequence. Here is a visual to give you a better understanding of what areas are addressed in the auditory comprehension and expressive communication portions of the test. As you can see, the majority of the skills overlap and fall under both parts of the test. The scoring of the test is done manually by hand in the record manual. The basal and ceiling depends on the age and type of delay or impairment that is suspected of the child. The types of scores obtained are total language, auditory comprehension, expressive communication, standard scores, growth scores, percentile ranks, and language age equivalence. Some important things to keep in mind when administering the test are: 1. The test does not determine if the child is gifted. 2. You must allow enough time for breaks in between each subtest in order to give the child a moment to clear his or her mind. And 3. It is important to make sure that the test is administered in a quiet place, free of distractions, that is comfortable for the child. In this way, you will ensure that you are getting the most honest results from your child.